Hey friends, Angela here.
And my name is Detra.
And we are on location at the 1502 Lounge, Ruby Lounge at the, where are we?
The Carmel Cigar Vault.
That's right. This is basically your home lounge, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so I told Detra we have a little ritual in the beginning, right? So I told her on the PurosMusic podcast, we bring it in, boom, and we're so happy to have you today. So this is going to be a really cool interview today, guys. We're going to do a couple things. We're going to not only cut and light her cigar, we're going to talk about it. This is great. And am I pronouncing your name? I just heard myself
Detra.
because tell the listeners where you're from.
I'm from Arkansas.
Which is wonderful. And I'm, this girl who's from originally Long Island and then moved upstate New York. And I feel like my accent's all over the place. So I always tell people, if I don't say my E's or A's right, I apologize. It's like, Ange, you can't even say my name right. But her cigar is called just that.
Detra Story, yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
I get called Detra 98% of the time, but you said it correctly, Detra. So good for you.
I was going to say, in my head, I almost did that. So Detra, Detra, yes. So, and then I think what we're going to do, we're going to get to maybe a Mad Lib later, because you know how I like to do the dad jokes on here, this and that, but Detra's actually never did a Mad Lib, she told me. So we're going to have a little fun with that. Just to have a little fun. Of course, then we'll get to our toast, but I just want to let you know, I got you a little something special. I brought the bullet. It's not bullet. I don't even know, but I brought you this today.
Thank
you. Show it on camera. It's the whiskey. Thank you for obliging me to have this interview.
I do enjoy this brand, and thank you very much. It will be enjoyed.
Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure. It's an honor to have you. I'm sure. Please comment below if you already know Detra and that this isn't just a new introduction, because in the cigar world, we're talking about women and cigars, sister of the leaf.
Yep.
To me, you're like a heavy hitter, and it's it.
Well, I have had I've been favored, and because of a story, and I am known in some circles. So thank you for that.
Yeah. All right. So why don't we do this? Because you already, you're going to cut and light as well. So I'll cut and light first. And I have Detra's Story. I have her Habano. I'll put a picture here. And while I do that, take it away. I'm just going to give it to you because you could just tell us all about it.
Okay. Well, in 2020, when New York shut down with COVID, finally it closed down in March. Finally in June, Sidewalk Cafes opened. And I lived on 141st on Broadway, 3 doors from the Harlem Cigar Room. So to get out, I was working from home. I would walk around the corner and sit at a table at the Harlem Wine Room, and I could touch the closest guy at the Harlem Cigar Room. After 5 or 6 weeks, they started chatting with me. Long story short, they offered protection one day, and I became a cigar smoker. When the story came out on Humans of New York, June the 9th of 2022.
Wait, hold on. I do have to interrupt you for those that don't know, because I'm going to put the link below. It's detrastory.com, I believe, right?
Is the website.
Yeah, because it's like a 15-part series.
Yes.
It's, because I do have a review of you're going to smoke the Connecticut, right?
Right.
I have a review of that on my page. Check it out. But I do kind of say, you have a very unique and brave story. So I didn't want you to kind of float over that. Okay. But we will. We're not going to get into that right now. But I do want to. I'm going to put in comments below and stuff like that for you to check it out, because it's quite. Her bravery is very. It touched me. It moved me. Honestly, my heart is. It's that I was just so happy to have finally met you in person. But that's why this is called Detra's Story, because you have a big and real story. In case people are like, what story? What? Well,
if you look at me, you don't think cigars. So when I tell people, that, what do you do? Well, I have my own line of cigars. No one's had a heart attack yet, but there's a visible movement of their body and their head.
Yeah.
And so the reason I started smoking cigars is being offered protection. Then when the story came out, people started flying in to smoke cigars. So I went to the Dominican Republic. I spent 6 days. I smoked a whole lot of cigars. Mm-hmm. And I finally decided on 3 different ones. So this is my Connecticut. And I have a Habano and I have a Maduro. So just to give you a little background, the cigars are 754. There are 7, which is called a Churchill, because I had 7 difficult years in New York that were, I didn't know if I was going to make it. And 7 means completion. And so I feel like I completed a season of figuring out who I am. And then they are 54, the gauge is a 54, because I was 54 years old when I escaped on the side of the interstate in Arkansas from the man I was married to, who was a pastor. So I wanted the story told in the cigar itself. The band, you will see a clock, and the 12 is not straight up. So
Oh, I did notice that, and I'm no
It's
yes.
set at 7:54 p.m.
Oh, I like that.
because I was older in
That-
life. I'm 63 now. I was 54 when I escaped, but it's never too late to start all over.
100%. 100%. I totally, as a mother myself, and just as a person, Gen X age, that could not be said more boldly, more loud, for all people, men and women. And actually, shout out to Gary V, because he's inspires me. He'll tell you, if you're 65, if you're 75, even, it is never too late. And honestly, you're a testament to that. Me, even kind of like I'm having a second life here with my DJing and my podcasting. At this second half of my life, I feel like the same. It's such a wonderful thing to kind of push yourself and see, it can happen.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, your story is. I would just to put it in kind of one word: bravery, or maybe 2 words, or 3: intense and real. So, because when people, the way you said protection, that's why I kind of keep.
Yeah.
I just don't want people to be like, "What do you mean you needed protection?" Right. But that actually, because the last time we met, you were telling me about how beautifully the cigar room, Harlem cigar room owner, and all the folks.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they did.
Yeah, they
I
did.
mean,
I don't know that I will ever know why they offered protection. I don't know if they were worried about an older white lady in Harlem, during that time. But they told me later they'd figured out I was alone. And I took it seriously, Times were rough. They were really rough. And those men took me in. My son started buying my membership. My son loves cigars. And so literally I had a new family that immediately showed me a new culture, a new way. And honestly, I've been able to get off of blood pressure medicine from the relaxation that I get from smoking a cigar.
Okay, we're going to double down on that, because say it louder, because I preach on here, cigars equal relaxation. So many people kind of like not, for whatever lack of a better word, poo like, oh, you smoke. I just said this on my last interview with this. To me, I don't know, I can't say this is smoking. I could just say it's enjoying a cigar, having a cigar, because it's, first of all, you don't inhale cigars, and it's a slow process. You're puffing on it. Sometimes it goes out and you're just still talking, so it's not even like you're constantly like right. So just, it is a relaxation thing. And I actually, for me, loudly and proudly, I protest that, because that's exactly what it is.
Well, it doesn't
for
have
me.
all the added
The
chemicals
100%,
and
yeah.
the addiction component to it. You can imagine with my story, cigars to me mean respect.
Yes.
They mean protection. They also mean family.
Oh yeah. For me too.
Yeah.
Actually, that's my cigars. Totally. I mean, also equal family. Because that's actually why I smoke a cigar, from my Uncle Philly.
Oh, wow.
Grew up with,
He chewed on it?
chewing on it. I'm talking about when I was a little girl, 6, 7, 8 years old. My fondest memories of just this, they're all your grandpas and uncles, standing above you when you're a little girl. They seem like tall trees, right? And I just always remember the smell. But let us know when you. All right, I actually have to say, forgive me if I keep looking at the camera. I'm just trying to see if it's actually recordings. Sometimes when I go on location, you got to dot your I's and cross your T's. Otherwise, this whole thing will be here for an hour, and I'll say, Detra, we have to do this again. Nothing recorded. So, but anyhow, I didn't want to interrupt you. If you could, because I do want to circle back. I don't want to kind of I'm going all over the place. But I just want you mentioned your son and family and cigars, because I did kind of want to ask you why you started to smoke cigars. But before we kind of dive into that a little bit, please tell me about what cigars and family means to you.
Cigars and family go together because of the conversations you get to have. A cigar takes time to smoke. And the deal is, you never know who you're going to be sitting beside, who you're going to get to meet, although sometimes you may sit beside somebody and not a word is exchanged, and that's fine. Mm-hmm. There may be another day a visitor comes in and they sit down, and I'll say, so, it's the first time here? Do you live in the area? And what ensues is this incredible story revealing of this life that I wouldn't get to know any other way.
Yeah. All because you're saying you're holding a cigar.
Yeah.
And you're at the lounge. I do find, that you could get a nice, deeper conversation at a cigar lounge.
And the cigar family is not just within your lounge.
Mm-hmm.
That's one family.
Mm-hmm.
You have an extended family.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
if you travel, you get to meet more members, and they're diverse.
Oh, it's, yeah. That's been a plus for me too, because I'm very it's funny too. I always say, believe it or not, even as I'm doing this podcast, I definitely identify as an introvert, outrovert. I don't know if that's whatever the term is, because when I'm doing this, I'm engaging. But then it's once it's done, I kind of or if I leave here, I want to be quiet. So I don't know if I always tell myself, am I just reserving my energy for because I DJ weddings and stuff, and that's so much fun, and it's such a high. But then I feel when I'm done with that, I'm done with that. And then when I'm home or even at my day job, I'm very, very quiet. And I almost don't want to open up new conversations or kind of you know what I mean? But when I'm here, I would love to meet 10 new people.
Right.
But it's so, how would you describe that?
I think because that's introverted extrovert, which is I am as well.
Mm-hmm.
I love the one-on-one. I love groups of up to 4, maybe 6.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm at a party, you can find me in a corner, and I'm always designing a new aesthetically pleasing back door for me to escape. So I'm with you on that.
She said aesthetically pleasing back door, not just a back door to escape. I like it. But okay, so we didn't do a cheers yet. If you're following along here, you're ladies, you didn't even do your cheers yet. So let's get on that. I'm gonna put my cigar down. I'm having coffee today. What do you have in there?
Dr. Pepper Zero.
Yeah, because we're not pairing it with the spirit today, although I did bring the bourbon. Deidre will be enjoying that later, because it's actually daytime right now, so we're not there yet. But cheers.
Cheers.
And cheers to you.
Cheers to you.
All right, the aroma on this is absolutely perfect, and let me just get this right here. I know we have Deidre herself, but I'm gonna say it, and then she's gonna take it away. I have her Habano today. It's got the Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, and the filler and binder are Dominican, and she's gonna talk a little bit about how you wrapped each cigar and all that, right? But the flavor on this one, Deidre, is beautiful. I mean, it's perfect. And I'm getting a nice plum. And some people because I know, and listen, in the cigar world, you don't have to taste anything. Sometimes people think it's a little bit, highfalutin when they're hazelnut, this and that. But I, can taste a little bit more, and I feel if it's dates or raisins, that's actually a favorite for me when a date is coming through, or this plum. So this Habano is absolutely beautiful, but I do want you to tell us a little bit more in depth of
all 3 of the cigars are Dominican binder and filler, which I find interesting that all 3 had the exact same binder and filler, but the 80% of the flavor comes from the wrapper.
Yeah.
So you have an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper. My Connecticut that I'm smoking has the Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper. the Maduro has a San Andreas, Mexico, so it has a sweetness with its oiliness. But I'm a storyteller, so when I did the Connecticut, I told them I don't, Connecticut's tend to be very light, and I said I want a light Connecticut as for people who want to have their first cigar, but I wanted it to have a little sass. And to me, this cigar with its little bit of sass says life's gonna try to kick your ass. And then I told them I did not want a sweet tip, I wanted to kiss. So literally like in 3 touches, this sweetness is gone. But the story of the Connecticut
that's right. That's just on the Connecticut one,
just
right?
the Connecticut.
That's right. See, now I've had your Connecticut's many times.
Yeah.
This one I haven't had yet. That I did notice that. And I put that in my review. I love that.
Well,
I
it's
love
a
that.
kiss.
Yeah,
So life's
I love
gonna
that.
try to kick your ass, but here's a kiss from me to you that says you can do it.
Oh, see, I didn't know that
Yeah.
part of the story of it. Oh, I love that.
Well, life is gonna try to kick your
Yeah,
ass.
yeah. No, but I like how you intentionally did that with the wrapper.
Yeah.
Because I do enjoy that on a cigar. Because I don't like an infused cigar,
Right.
personally. I don't, But I do like you said, there's that kiss of sweetness
Yeah.
on
And
the...
it doesn't
yeah,
interfere
yeah,
with the cigar.
right, it
but
doesn't.
It's just there at the beginning.
Yeah, so
And
your Connecticut. Yeah, I
and
love
the
it, love it.
Habano, I call... Life's thrown a lot at me, but I've conquered the hell out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so it is a very medium to full-bodied cigar. It is smooth. It is very balanced. And that's what, to me, is like when you've learned life, what it's going to do, what you try to do, but you can do this. The Maduro, I call the Grumpy Grandpa. And to me, Grumpy Grandpa is the man who went to war. He's not touchy-feely. But when you go to Grandpa's house, he'll call you over and he's like, hey, kid, this is what you need to know in life. They're going to throw this at you. This is going to happen in life. And he says you need to watch out for these kind of people. But kid, you always help these kind of people. You encourage these kind. And then Grumpy Grandpa will say, no matter what life's going to throw at you, kid, I'm here.
Yeah.
And so when I smoked that Maduro the first time, I sat there thinking, this lets me know I have more of life to come that's going to try to teach me, but also knock me off center. But Grumpy Grandpa and I, we have it.
Yeah.
So that was the story and the sequence of my Connecticut, my Habano, and my Maduro. They take you on a journey.
Oh, I love that. I love that. I like how you said, too, Grandpa's, at least in my opinion, exactly that. That's kind of like when because my grandpa, he's in heaven now. But when I look back and kind of raising my sons, I think like you said, there's that sternness, but the love is there of like that you get the softness just when you need it. And I feel like that's such a beautiful balance to me because it just is. I mean, I think male and females, in my opinion, need that.
I do too.
Because life, listen, I say in the same, I'm sure because when you read Deetra's story, she's a lot tougher than you. At the end of the day, let's be real. But yeah, life is like grand and beautiful and scary all in the same day, every day.
Yeah.
And I do try to instill that in my sons because they're they're navigating, they just started college life. So they transitioned out of the home and they're just like, that could be scary to some. So remind them,
To me, life can be excruciating and exciting at the same time. It can be sorrowful, and yet you can find a joy in the path of that at the same time.
100%, yeah.
It's hard work, but it can be done.
Yeah. It's rewarding to do it.
is.
When you lay your head on the pillow at night and you've, given your day all that you could, good, bad, or the ugly. At least because there was part of your story that when I first met you, I had said I knew of it. I knew like the outline of it, but I didn't actually go deep into it because I didn't want to trigger myself with my past trauma. So that's why I'm saying this now. Like, I'm sure we've all had different levels of trauma. Even if people who've had not a severe trauma in their life, if something gives you a hiccup, you have to still give it weight and credit. You can't just be like, buck up, kid. To them, it's big. Sometimes
it's the worst day ever.
Right. So you have to put that. Listen, if you're over 21, get a cigar, and that will calm you down. That will relax you.
It's not a competition
Mm-hmm.
of sorrow, of pain, of trauma. It is a journey of learning to be overcomers.
Yeah.
You know, it's learning. It's not being the victim. We may have been victimized, and it's not just surviving, waiting for the next blow. It's learning to overcome, and looking at life that viewpoint instead of saying, "I'm here. I can't help myself."
Yeah, and that's actually I've never heard it put that way. I'm not a victim, but I've been victimized.
Yes.
Which I mean,
and I'm not just a survivor waiting on another blow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an overcomer who's going to make a new path.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah. All right, so I apologize if I interrupted you. I just want actually Deidre to kind of finish what you were saying about the band artwork, because the story behind even how this all came together is really cool.
When the story came out on Humans of New York in 22, there was an artist who, like 3 days after, sent me this very artwork. This was from one of the pictures that Brandon took for the story itself. And he told me, his name is Will Bryan. He has Will Bryan Designs. He was in Paris when he read the story. He loved it so much, he went and sat out in front of the Louvre where he could see the Eiffel Tower, and he designed this and sent it to me. And when I knew I needed a band, I pulled this out, and it was perfect. So even the artwork itself was done as a result of respect and encouragement and love.
Yeah, coming out of your story. So your story was posted online, and you're saying he just sort of fell upon it all on his own without knowing you personally. So how did you kind of bump into him, or he reached out?
Well, he sent me the artwork
as he was touched.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So he just sent me the artwork, and then when I wanted to do it for the cigar, I contacted him to get the PDF. So he made up a contract.
I see what you're saying. Yeah,
and
it was like
him and his wife came to New York, took me to lunch, and I got to meet him in person. We got to talk about the story. His wife had read it and told him, "You've got to read the story of this woman." And so they have become someone that are very special to me.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that. Everything. I love it's such a rich, deep story behind all of it. Yeah. All right. So just for fun, I want to do this on air because Detra has never heard of Mad Libs. Because, here's the thing. When I first met Deidre, and she was telling me you're a daughter of a pastor, right?
Yes.
And you were married to a pastor,
yes.
and that you escaped. We're not going to. But the thing is, when I said, oh, this and that about a certain movie, or you're like, I never saw that. I've never, right? You never had a drink?
No. Before I got to New York, I never had a drink of alcohol, never smoked anything.
Yeah, which to me, I was like, no offense, but I was like, whoa, tell me more. Because I'm from Long Island. My mom was from Brooklyn. Like, so I kind of grew up as like, and I got this, haircut here that some people, even in my family, they're like, Angie, you going to grow your hair back out? It's like, so there's certain things that the way we grew up, this and that. And I did go to Catholic school, but it's like, when you say to me what I would think something that's like a cult classic of like, or Back to the Future, right? You don't know the movie.
I did see that.
Right, but after recently?
I saw that
Okay.
when I was in Arkansas.
Okay, because the thing of it is I had said certain like pop culture-y things to you, and just I'm not trying to offend, believe me, before. So that's interesting to me. But because, listen, and by no means, that doesn't really mean anything because you're so worldly as it is. And you don't know this because we're going to do a part 2 with Deidre. You're a singer,
yes.
Right? She, like I said, don't worry. She'll kick your butt. But here's what we're going to do. Just going to have a little fun. These are adult Mad Libs. And, and I'm a mom. So I used to do these with my kids when they were like 10 years old, 8 years old. So I said, we're doing one today. It's called Stuck in Neutral. So this is how it works. For those that don't know out there, I have to say things like pick a noun, pick an adjective, pick a number. And you don't know what this says, this little paragraph. So we're going to have fun with it. So I'm going to say pick an adjective.
Complex.
Okay. And pick a number.
10.
Plural noun.
Them.
A verb.
Is.
Another plural noun.
Towns.
I need my glasses for this. An adjective.
Lovely.
An animal.
Lion.
It says person in room, female.
Angela.
Ding, ding, ding. Verb ending in ing.
Being.
A noun.
Cigar.
Oh, that's the way to do it. Person in room, male, but I said Jay. Jason's the owner of the Carmel Cigar Vault where we are. So Jay, shout out to you. Thanks for having us down here filming this podcast. Part of the body.
Face.
And verb ending in ing.
Smiling.
Type of liquid.
Bourbon.
That's an easy one. Number.
7.
Adjective.
Fresh.
And last, I told you to pick a noun.
House.
Okay, so I would like you to read this, actually. Can you help putting her on the spot?
Sure.
So just read it big and loud. It's just cute. So the title is called, what is it called?
Stuck in neutral.
All right, let's have a little fun with it.
Here we go. There's nothing like a complex traffic jam, especially when you're stuck in a tiny car with 10 friends and the air conditioner is broken. You roll them down and decide to play a game of I Spy to Is the Time. How are all the towns you spied? A license plate with a lovely hairy lion. Your co-pilot Angela asleep and being on her shirt. An empty cigar of potato chips. Your friend Jay drawing a picture of a face on your co-pilot's face while she sleeps. A couple in the car next to you smiling loudly. A sign for the town of Bourbon in 7 miles. 2 fresh tires. Your I Heart House t-shirt in the rearview mirror. That's messed up.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. It's just cute. It's fun. It's a little bit. But there you have it. Deirdre's first Mad Lib in New York.
Thank you. That was fun.
All right. So I have to say, thanks for coming. Thanks for hitting subscribe. We were a little pressed on time today. We're not going to really have all that time to kind of go deep into the music portion. But wait until you hear this. We have a musician right here.
Thank you. I have done over 20 shows here in New York. I have a 5-piece band. I take you on a journey. I do cigar music shows, but you can go to my website, www.detrastory.
I'll put it right here. Yeah, yep.
Detrastory.com. You can check out the story from Humans of New York. I have my first music video on there of an original song. I wrote the lyrics. My oldest son filmed and edited it. It's called When Will You Love Me?
I mean, right? She's so badass.
But music is a very important part of my life. It's therapy. That between that and a cigar, you can solve most anything.
100. That's why I call this PurosMusic. I mean, come on. That's actually another reason why when I first met you, I was like, wait, you sing? I mean, what doesn't she do? So yeah, check it out. It's posted below. You said your video's on there.
Yes. I think there were some other music videos, but my music video of the one I wrote is on there.
Yeah, nice. And if you just kind of want to, we're going to close out a little bit, but we're going to do our toast. But if you want to tell us a little bit, round out, take us home run, grand slam with the rest of your cigar story there.
Well, cigars came into my life at a time when New York was in turmoil. Life was in turmoil. I had almost died with COVID, was trying to recover. And this cigar stick to come into my life brought beauty, respect, protection, and a world I knew nothing about. And it has made my life so colorful, rich, and given me a depth that I was missing.
Yeah, I love that. All right, so say it with us if you know it. We close out the show with the toast. Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay. Here's to cheating, fighting, stealing, and drinking.
If you cheat, may you cheat death.
If you steal, may you steal the heart of people you love.
If you fight, may you fight for your friends.
And if you drink, may you drink us together. Alasante. And cheers to you.
Thank you, Angela.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming. And what do we say? See you next time. Authentically Angela Video Podcast. Thanks for joining.